The Kansas City Chiefs are the first NFL team to clinch a playoff berth. It's only fitting they did so in a thrilling fashion. With their all-too-close win over the Raiders on Black Friday, the Super Bowl champs improved to 11-1 as they snag a playoff berth for the 10th consecutive season. Let us break down the win, talk about the playoff picture, and the remaining schedule right now. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Victory Monday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. Week 13 is now in the rearview mirror. The Chiefs currently have a 94% chance of winning AFC West ahead of tonight's Monday Night Football game. They also have a 45% chance of getting the 1 seed and a 10% chance of locking up the Super Bowl. Now, the Detroit Lions currently have the best odds of winning Super Bowl 59 at 22%. So Kansas City now turns their focus to another division opponent and gets ready to close out the regular season with 5 games remaining. Let us discuss, but first give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get into this one. Help is on the way! I can forever only hear that in Mrs. Doubtfire's voice, but the statement stands true. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport tweeted out on Sunday, the return of one Chiefs wide receiver could be very near. Hollywood Brown has an appointment in Week 15 with a surgeon for final clearance, sources say, one that likely allows him to play in Week 16 or 17. Well, that is music to my ears because Brown has been out since Week 1 of the preseason when the veteran wideout dislocated his sternoclavicular joint and has yet to play in the regular season for his new team. The 27-year-old signed a 1-year deal with the back-to-back champs in March of this year. It was worth up to $11 million. Now, if he returns in Week 16, it's going to be smack dab in the middle of the Chiefs' 3-game slate over the span of just 10 days. From December 15th through December 25th, Kansas City faces the Browns, the Texans, and the Steelers. That is Week 15 through Week 17, meaning, according to the reports, that Brown could potentially be on the field against the Texans or the Steelers, depending on his ramp-up phase. Coach Reid previously stated to the media, I can tell you he's doing great, seems to be on schedule or a little bit ahead of schedule, which lines up with the reports coming out this past weekend. So, some good news to keep your eyes on, Chiefs Kingdom, as this week rolls on. Alrighty, folks, we are back with your normal scheduled programming. It is a good old regular week here in Kansas City. The Chiefs are back to playing on Sunday with a regular week of media availability and practice. So, Week 14 for Kansas City consists of another division opponent at home. The Chiefs are going to host the Los Angeles Chargers for some Sunday night football action. Justin Herbert has led his team to an 8-4 record, ready to take on the Chiefs, who are currently the 3.5 favorite. Now, his record against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season still sits at 1-6. CBS Sports writes that the defending champs continue to find ways to win one-score games, but that hasn't endeared themselves to the betting public. The Chiefs right now are 5-7 against the spread on the season and 2-4 against the spread at home. They are also 1-3 against the spread in divisional games this season, which is where they find themselves on Sunday. Now, on the other hand, the Chargers are 2-1 against the spread in the AFC West, and they are 4-2 against the spread on the road. So with that, we're going to check in with head coach Andy Reid, who wraps up Week 13 comments with reporters via Zoom on Monday, so a little bit earlier today, as well as looking ahead to another AFC West battle.
Yeah, and we'll work him in and let's see what he can see how he feels. You know, that's the main thing. He hadn't played in a while, so I just want to make sure he's in good position. He did a nice job last week working in there, and we'll do a little bit more with him this week. Yeah, listen, we've got young guys that we're working in there, and so. You know, the growth, they're going against good players, and the good ones have gotten probably the better of us. But it's things that these guys will learn from, and they can bank for the future and get themselves better. And I think that'll help us down the road. You know, so I mean that's what I would tell you. Yeah, listen, last week was a short week, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to. You know, for the fast part of the game practices, and so this week he'll have I'll have a better idea as we go, and he'll have a better idea. So how he feels, and then we just go from there. You know, we'll just see how it all works out.
All right, the Chiefs are going to take the practice field again on Wednesday, which is the next time we're going to hear from head coach Andy Reid, and it's also the first time we're going to get a Week 14 injury report. We will also hear from Patrick Mahomes, probably plus another player. Let's wrap up Week 13 with a game recap. All right, Las Vegas won the coin toss and elected to defer, meaning Patrick Mahomes and company were up first, and Las Vegas would get the ball coming out after the half. The Chiefs, by way of Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, and newly returned Isaiah Pacheco, marched it down the field all the way to the 10-yard line, only to have a pass to DeAndre Hopkins fall incomplete. Now, the Chiefs would settle for a field goal and go up 3-0 on their first drive, so leading early in this one. The Chiefs defense put it on the Raiders, only allowing one first down before Las Vegas punted it back to Kansas City, so things moved smoothly for the Chiefs with completions to Kelce, Worthy, and now Juju Smith-Schuster in the mix until the offensive line penalties began. Trey Smith, followed by Wanya Morris, had back-to-back calls, killing the drive. The Chiefs punted rather than using newly acquired Matthew Wright for a 55-ish yard field goal. At the end of the first quarter, the Raiders started to move the sticks thanks to Jacoby Myers. All right, to the second quarter we go. Chris Jones coming up with his first sack since week 4, killing the Raiders' chances of finding the end zone. Las Vegas would settle for a field goal and knot things up at 3-3. Kansas City back on the field now with the ball. Mahomes ending up getting sacked due to the pressure coming through the left side of his line. Kansas City punted the ball back to the Raiders, who, by way of Brock Bowers, got some momentum rolling, only to be shut out on third down by Nick Bolton. Las Vegas again punted it back to the Chiefs, who picked it up around midfield. Here's where the fun started for the reigning Super Bowl champs. Mahomes connected with Noah Gray across the middle of the field for a very big gain. Next, the Super Bowl MVP found his go-to Travis Kelce, who decided to pitch the lateral to Samaje Perine to move the chain. So inside the 10-yard line now, on third down, Justin Watson snagged the catch and helped the Chiefs pull ahead 10-3 with the touchdown with about 2 minutes left in the half. Stone Cold Jones picked up the second sack of the game, which gave him the 4th most sacks in franchise history. That gave Mahomes the ball back with about a minute and a half. The offense was able to get right within field goal range, but the 50-plus kick fell short, and the Chiefs went into the half up 10-3. All right, to the third quarter we go. The Raiders opened up with the ball after a few defensive stops. Las Vegas punted back to Kansas City. Pacheco made it known he was back. A 35-yard pickup for the third year back got the Chiefs deep into Raiders territory. However, it seemed almost for nothing when Mahomes was sacked for a loss of 21. Again, the pressure coming from the collapse of the left side of the offensive line. Now, the Chiefs leaned on Wright again for a field goal, making it 13-3. An impressive one-handed grab by Bowers moved the Raiders down the field again, but George Karlaftis found his first sack of the game and forced a field goal, which was short. This set up the Chiefs about midfield after the return. The Chiefs again made it to the red zone thanks to a 31-yard grab by Hopkins. The Chiefs, of course, though, could not find the end zone after an incomplete pass to Kelce. They put up 3 more, making the score 16-3. Las Vegas had a quick strike of their own hidden up their sleeve after a long run returned. Aiden O'Connell found Bowers in the end zone to make it 16-10. A drop pass by Hopkins forced the Chiefs to give back the ball again as the third quarter came to an end. We got one more to play. Let's head to the fourth quarter now. Here is where the madness really begins. Wide receiver Trey Tucker outran Chiefs safety Justin Reid downfield one-on-one coverage, scoring a 58-yard touchdown that put the Raiders in front 17-16. Yikes. The Chiefs quickly moved into the Raiders territory, but another sack on third down, no thanks to Wanya Morris, leaving Mahomes exposed, resulted in a field goal by Kansas City. They took the lead back. They made it 19-17 Kansas City. So with less than 7 minutes to go, Las Vegas punted it back to Kansas City after the great defensive effort out of the champs. Here's where the O-line change happened. Guard Joe Tooney was moved out to left tackle, while Mike Caliendo filled in Tooney's absence at left guard. Wanya Morris moved to the bench for the remainder of the game. Remember, newly signed veteran left tackle DJ Humphries was inactive on Friday. Even with the rotation, the Chiefs went 3 and out. The Raiders were back on the hunt for the winning field goal, moving downfield, but they were stopped short of the field goal range by the Chiefs defense, who batted down back-to-back passes. The field goal attempt was short, and the Chiefs got the ball back with just over 2 minutes in game. Kansas City quite literally just needed a first down, and instead on 3rd and 2, on a very suspect play-action call, Mahomes shot it downfield to Worthy, who couldn't come up with the catch. That gave the Raiders the ball back, and again, enough time to snag the game-winning field goal. Back on top, Raiders on their own 8-yard line with less than 2 to go. Las Vegas quickly marching it downfield into field goal position. It looked as if they were sending out their kicker only to keep O'Connell on the field. Now, while the QB looked to be scanning the defense, the ball was snapped prematurely and he fumbled. Chiefs recovered the ball. It was recovered by Nick Bolton. That's where it stayed. 19-17, Kansas City somehow pulled out this win. Now, this win is the 14th straight one-score victory for Kansas City, which is the longest winning streak of its kind in NFL history. Not sure if that's something to brag about, but there's a stat. Coach Reid afterwards shared at the podium that the win was a positive, and these things are hard to get in the league, especially against that crew. He continued to say that the Raiders did a very nice job against us. It seems like every time we play them, it comes right down to the end. Well, 5 red zone drives for the Chiefs, but only 1 trip to the end zone. Things have got to clean up. However, the one lone touchdown, Patrick Mahomes passed Chiefs legend Lynn Dawson for the most touchdown passes, 238 in Chiefs history. Alrighty, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. As always, we'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Enjoy the rest of your Victory Monday. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.